Shall we move on to the next group?
I
Who?
think you mean, shall we move on to Houston?
No, this team didn't make it past round one.
Houston. They didn't even make it to round one.
You're annoying. Orlando City. Andres Perea, Mauricio Pereira, um, Cartagena. Is it Car? I thought it was Cartagena. Maybe I mistyped again. Goodness me. Jean Moutinho, Benji Michel, Tesho Akindele, Joey Desart, and Adam Grinwis. All on the decision board. What do you got?
So I said Andres Perea, no. I think he will easily be picked up by another team, though. This guy definitely is good enough, and he's still extremely young. But I just don't see him factoring into Orlando's plans. And considering he only played 800 minutes, I don't think Orlando factors him into the plans either. Pereira, I think, is a staple for this team. I think he'll be back for sure. He's like their Maxi Morales, in my opinion. Um, Cartagena, I said I said no, considering the fact that he's 28 and only played 300 minutes for them. Um, and it seems like it's an option for another year. I still think no, considering he didn't play much at all for them. Pato, I said no. I wouldn't be overly surprised if he came back, but I feel like he's getting older. He's had injury problems the entire time he's been here. He's produced okay, but he hasn't been anything great. I feel like they could take his spot and his money and go spend it on someone else who could produce a bit more for them and stay a bit healthier. Then I said yes for John Matinho. He plays a ton for them. I said yes for Benji Michel. I think he has played a decent amount for them. He's still pretty young. He's a good super sub off the bench, even if the numbers weren't exactly there this year, considering he only had one goal and zero assists. I still think he's a good option off the bench. And I was between him and Tesho Akindele for who would be the better choice here. Tesho kind of had the better numbers for the year, but I think the upside with Benji Michel is a bit higher considering he's 6 years younger. So I said no for Akindele, but I said yes for Benji Michel. And then Desart and Grinwis, I said no.
I want to point out that when we were talking about the Sergio Santos trade to FCC, and we talked about ability off the bench, you slandered him for having like 4 goals off the bench. And now you have come in and said Benji Michel is a good option off the bench when he has come off the bench and scored 1 goal all season. And I don't stand for that sort of slander. So it's a good
Listen,
thing I'm sitting down.
my whatever I said, it clearly it was true because Sergio Santos didn't even get to play at all. But uh, Benji's still pretty young. I feel like he could get better and he could have fresh legs when he comes. I don't know. I mean, I get what you're saying. That Tesho Akindele could probably have better results, but it seems like minutes wise, Benji Michel kind of soaks up the minutes a bit better, considering he had like 1,000 more minutes than Akindele.
Yeah, Benji Michel hasn't broken 5 goals, you know, ever. So for me, Pereira also gone, but I agree with you. I think somebody gets him. Somebody gets him quick. Depending on the situation with Red Bull, I wouldn't be shocked to see them try and bring in another American youth international and see if they can turn him into something. Pereira stays. Um, Cartagena has 1 more year, and I believe they loaned him in during the winter transfer window, if I remember correctly. Um, so I believe they bring him back just to see if they can.
When is the winter transfer window? Are you saying like start of the season?
No, the one that we just went through it like a couple months ago, or not a couple months ago, a couple weeks ago. We did a whole episode on it. What are we talking?
A couple weeks ago. No, I don't remember this at all.
Jesus. Anyways,
If that's the case, then yeah, that may end up changing my answer if he only
because
has
I
been here for so short a time.
Yeah, because he only got here in August. Okay, so maybe not like the winter transfer window, but only in August did he get here. So he hasn't had a ton of games to do it. Um, so I say he comes back and they see what they can get from him, especially if Pereira doesn't come back. It breaks my heart, but Alexander Pato is not coming back. Um, that I think that injury ended it for him. John Matinho comes back. Benjamin Michel doesn't come back, as we have spoken about already. Tasha Akindele does come back, kind of the flip side for you. Um, Experience and ability, and he's been there forever. So Joey Desart and Adam Grinwis do not come back.